Hello students, I'm back again with the new chapter number 4, Civics, Key Elements of a Democratic Government, lecture number 1 by Bhawna. Children, in the previous chapter, that was chapter number 3, we had studied about what is government, elements of government, organs of government, types of government, all these things we have studied in the previous chapter, that was chapter number 3. Now in this chapter we are going to study how do the various elements influence working of democratic government. Children, the chapter begins with an example of South Africa. Over here in South Africa, it was earlier governed by apartheid laws. Children, apartheid means racial segregation or discrimination on the basis of race and even on color. South African people, they were divided into white who came there to settle, black who were already there in South Africa, Indian who came there as laborers and traders and then settled over there. These races were not allowed to mingle with each other, to live near each other or to use common facilities. Next was, in those days in South Africa, hospitals, ambulance, trains, buses, bus stops, etc. were separate for whites and for blacks. Facilities meant for white people would always be well maintained, while those meant for blacks were not. Now that means there was a difference, there was a discrimination between the white and the black because of their color. Everything was different. Non-whites were not allowed to vote. They had to live on the worst land while the best land was reserved for the whites. Thus, blacks and colored people were not considered to be equal to whites. Southwestern Township was one of the townships meant for the blacks. Now, there was a lot of difference between the white and the blacks. All the facilities were given to the whites and the blacks were not treated over there properly. They were not allowed to vote. They were not allowed to live in the best and the good area. They were not allowed to go to school in a very good school and study. They were even separated on the basis of color, and the seats were reserved for whites and not for blacks. A boy named Hector Peterson, who lived in Soweto, joined the protest against learning the Afrikaans language in school. This was the language of the whites. Hector and other students were forced to learn this language, though they wanted to learn their own language, Zulu. The police beat up the protesters and fired at the crowd. Hector was killed in this incident on 16th June 1976. Now you can see in the picture also, that means that time so many protests were there done for the white and the black, that there should be no discrimination between the white and the black. And that boy Hector Peterson have taken part in the protest, and he was also killed in this incident on 16th June. Then the African National Congress led the struggle against apartheid. Nelson Mandela, the most well-known leader of ANC, fought the apartheid system for several years. Finally, in 1994, South Africa became a democratic country where people of all races were considered equal. Now, Nelson Mandela, the president of the African National Congress Party, worked for the demolition of apartheid system and racism. He worked for all this. Hope that the topic is clear. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Read the chapter, read the topic which I have explained to you. We'll meet again. Thank you so much.